Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Romance of the Three Kingdoms 14 on the Mysterious JG. Since our last video, it's actually the new year. I'm recording this in early January. With Christmas and New Year's, I didn't really have a lot of time for Let's Playing, so I had gotten myself a little bit ahead. I've been away from the game for a while. So I did realize, though, at the end of the last video, I actually went for once and checked the end of the last video to see what was going on. There's Claudia. And I said at the end of the last video that I was going to call it a video and do a little bit of domestic stuff like core management off screen and then come back. And I appear to have done that because I'm down to 6 orders, so I think we can jump right into a strategy, or to an action turn. But I do have to point out one thing. This is embarrassing. Make fun of me if you will. For a couple of reasons. For one thing, I was, some of you guys may know, and some of you may not, and many of you may not care. But I actually am doing a thing with Lethal Feline where we're playing through. We're both kind of anime dorks. I hope Lethal won't be offended if I use that term. I'll call him an anime fan, connoisseur. A fan of the anime style in RPG video games. I'll call myself a dork. I won't call Lethal a dork. But I was trying to look for something to do on my channel with Lethal after we're done. Because although that game supports 2-player, there hasn't been a whole lot of awesome gameplay on my end. And most of what I'm contributing has been voice acting. As ooh, there's just to make sure the Chinese are happy, there's Taiwan over there. But yeah, like we've both done character voice acting in it. It's a game from an era where games were like tended to be partially voice acted. You still see that even today. Like Yakuza Like a Dragon main story scenes were fully voice acted. Side quest stuff was often just, it's this weird thing they do where they'll have a voice actor say something like, huh? Or like they'll say some short phrase other than what's actually written on the screen, and written on the screen will be a longer phrase. I guess it's a budget measure for voice actors. So we were doing a lot of providing the voices in those scenes and having fun with it and being silly. So I was looking for a game to replace it with, maybe on my channel with Lethal doing guest commentary. And this, coupled with a notification I got that my free games from PS Plus were still not downloaded, caused me to hop on PS Plus on New Year's Eve when I had, it's New Year's Eve, so I had something to drink. And I ended up buying, because they were on sale, digital copies of, because these characters like Lent and Riza, I thought they were from an anime. They're from a game. And it's a Koei game, and that makes sense. People probably mentioned that. It's a Koei game, that's why they're in this Koei game. So I ended up buying it. I don't know if I'm even going to play it, because it was kind of a, like, why did I do that thing the next day? But I may or may not eventually be playing that game. May or may not be showing it on the channel. But the weird thing is, I don't think I will have dove into that game by the time we're done with this Let's Play. So we'll finish this whole Let's Play. And all opportunities for me to make jokes and references about Riza and her friends will be lost. And instead, whenever I get around to encountering, like, the kind of purplish gray color palette lady with the ludicrously large breasts, like, I'll be making the same joke. Like, when I see her in that game, I'll be joking myself based on the, oh yeah, look at her. She thinks she's so great. She ended up being like a minor officer in Wu Ling. Ha ha ha. Like really, really sticking it to her. I think this is the city that she ended up in. I might have moved her out recently, but yeah. Sari. So I was joking about these anime people, ridiculous anime people. I ended up, it fucking worked, guys. They got at least one person to buy these games because of featuring them here. But she's an Orin who holds a strong desire to restore the greenery. Oh, I better stop reading. I'm going to get spoilers. Alright, I checked cores and stuff between videos. I ended up getting down to 6 orders remaining, which means I must have done pretty much everything I could think of. So let's Let's figure out what we want to be looking at as the turn gets going. We've got invasion forces. I just refuse to take Han Zhang away from Agwan Marmoran. I want to give him every opportunity to prove himself. So I'm marching. We've got Lent, who is a... The Rizza, like I watched the first cinematic from the first game. The Rizza is friends at the beginning with Lent and that little blonde kid with the glasses who refused to join us and escaped from prison and went back to Sunsa Force. They are her starting friends, and I guess these other people we encounter along the way. But Lent, who does seem like he's going to be our big melee tank character, just from the one cinematic and seeing that he looks significantly larger and more imposing than the other characters. He's leading an army to try to march south out of Zhetong, and I don't know if they're going to retake Jiangzhou or just relieve, or just they're going to stop Kenshin Uesugi and Zhao Yun, which would be a pretty fearsome combination, actually. Stop them from moving any further north, but yeah, Ald, Lethal, and Tolpanzer are all focused in on the destruction of Mōri Motonari. It'd be lovely to capture him and get him in our force. Who have I got here? Is it just Lu Lingqi? No, we got a few officers here, including Vulture Bean. So they're getting a start to running that city. It's a medium city. It probably, hopefully, will win the LP before we've expanded it too much bigger. We've got an army which includes Seri, who is dedicated to restoring the greenery, we now know. They are apparently our force that is intended to take over the non-Mon territories, as you Dynasty Warriors fans will be aware of. We're holding on for the end of our alliance with these guys, Shiji's forces, to get them to surrender. It does look like Liu Zhang will last long enough that he will be the last one to fall. He will not fall. He's unlikely to fall before we've completed this alliance term and forced Shiji to submit. It seems unlikely that that would happen. Sun Tzu is dead. The rightful fate of someone who betrayed the true emperor, Yuan Shu. And I think once I finish off Jiannan, it's really going to be a question of how much micromanagement do I feel like doing as far as getting real officers who can really lead troops to cities that now have troops to march officers out of. Let's Mōri Motonari is going to get wiped out. I don't know if there's any real excitement to watching this. Because as soon as he does get wiped out, my next big decision is, do I have Lethal, Tolpanzer, and Ald march north to help with the fight that's coming here, or do I just assume these guys are going to be forced to pull back when Zhetong is threatened? But I don't think Zhetong will be threatened soon enough. So yeah, like I think it's either march them into Jiangzhou and then have them march out on their very next turn, or probably the smart move is to keep them deployed and march them out. Meanwhile, this still weirds me out. We have enemy forts and arrow towers and stuff in territory we control, but I guess that's a strategic reason to build those things, to be a harassment. Not just as forces take your territory, but even before that. This annoys me. I wish I could hover over terrain and get information on which... this has been bothering me for a while. I'd like to be able to hover over terrain and see which territory it's supposed to belong to. But that's not how it works. And once we take Sun... Who is it now? Sun Jin? Sun Yi, I guess. Once we take out his final city... We're just going to have a bunch of territory that isn't pink. It's just not going to be colored at all. But that's fine, because unless we let order slip, we're not going to have bandits out there, probably. And we don't need to maintain those cities, because we don't need to defeat Xi. He's going to surrender. And then his stuff, which is fully occupied by his force, will be fully occupied by ours. What was I going up here to look at? I think I just wanted to get the name of the final force, Sun Yi, who is we were saying last time, he's a vicious drunk. He's, oh god, we just did this last time, and yet I'm curious again who. He's an officer who, third son of Sun Jin, prefect of Danyang, was a courageous warrior like his brother Sun Ce, was also violent and whipped his soldiers when drunk. So led to being assassinated by his own men during a banquet. So my question is he older or younger than Sun Quan? And I believe Sun Quan was the fourth son. I still think Sun Quan takes over when Sun Ce dies, if Sun Yi is still alive. I want to say they somehow programmed it that way. Because, I mean, Wu didn't technically exist under Sun Ce. It had its greatest success under Sun Quan, even if Sun Quan himself wasn't a great military officer. Alright. The thing is, I'm trying to figure out what we should be watching when we finally kick a turn on, and it might take a minute for her to get in there and attack. So let's watch this until Mōri Motonari is wiped out, and then we'll switch over. I should be watching that though. It's the siege of the final city of that force. I guess they've been my biggest rival throughout this series, but they kind of collapsed pretty. It's a big territory to conquer, but they really didn't put up a fantastic fight, and that took like no time at all. Guojia has visited Huanji. Would you bring your talents to our army? Talk to the hand, which says yes. Okay. I wish I could order them into this. Well, I didn't want them to go into the city. That's right. In the city, in the city, I want them to move against Lent's army. Are you taking over? Oh, never mind. I thought you might be going to attack Jiyang, which is... Oh, I guess you did. You took that over from Sun Ce. Good for you. Alright, well, we're in range to get attacked, but I don't know if we're attacking yet. Let's... Oh, we are. Riza visited Lila. Hi, I'm Anime Girl. JG doesn't know anything about me yet. Other than the fact that she's probably supposed to be way young, and it's probably supposed to be gross, but she's also... I mean, you can't tell me she's not sexualized there with the short shorts. And then over to the left, over to the right is clearly over the top sexualized. Would you ever consider serving our army? I'm sure your majesty would be very happy. Understood. My giant breasts will do as you command. They can do tricks, you know. Yi visited Wu Yi. I got 2 syllables in my name. You got 2 syllables in my name. What do you say we get together and make some magic? I can't even look at you right now, but I will join you. Yi's charisma has increased. Oh, she moved in a hex. I want to pull back one just to... trying to maximize the chances that I would actually notice if anyone deployed to attack. Alright, well, let's continue from here. Can't believe they brought siege weapons. You haven't been paying attention. Their rumors have quite an excellent item, and yay! Liu Zhang army is currently advancing on Jiangxiao. Well, I mean, it's kind of really their territory, but balance sheet has arrived. All right. Advancing on Liu Zhang. Yep, alright, so they are basically moving to retake this city. So probably the best thing we can do is just kind of... I don't want to attack the wall. Just kind of be up here in position. And we need to be particularly careful with Ald, because he's using a ranged type unit, and he will get his ass wiped out. He doesn't have very high troop counts. He will get wiped out if one of the bigger units gets to him. But we ought to be able to position him so that he's supporting Toll Panzer, lethal, etc. without really being in the line of fire. So let's assume we don't lose that many guys out of this unit. But there, what is your status? Like, what is this lightning power that's coursing through your body mean? Is he triggered the bodyguard trait? Is that what that means? At any rate, he's fighting an archer tower. Let's assume he wipes it out without a whole lot of problems, and that we get rid of this fort before the enemy gets here and gets their provision usage decreased by it. And furthermore, let's assume that we don't have any nasty surprise. Yeah, our supply lines won't be cut off. Because this little path here, we control these two places. So I'm assuming it's here that this is directly connected to Jiangzhou's core tile. But at any rate, no, we won't see anything where our supplies get cut off from behind. So we got about 16, call that 28, 35, 44k troops. Don't do math in your head, but that should be around 44k. 19, 28, 37. They actually, if we bring them up, we will have them outnumbered. We've certainly got better generals. We'll have them outnumbered. So, we should be able to hold off this attack. They may, in fact, back off. But this is going to be important because it's going to really... we win this fight, and, you know, Liu Zhang doesn't have a choice. He can't just... he lost a big ground battle with us marching towards Jiangzhou, but he couldn't just let us march to Jiangzhou unopposed. So now he's like, well, we got to try to get back Jiangzhou. It's the main entry into our force. If emptying out Jitong to try to take back Jiangzhou, it's really the only chance he has. It's not going to work, but if he just kept these guys sitting in Jitong, we could take Chengdu and the rest of his territory unopposed, so that Jitong is all he has left, and encircle Jitong and take it. And B, we could still just take Jitong without even doing all the rest of that first. Just bypass Jianghe Gate. Alright, so let's try to actually stop talking and start getting some shit done here. I don't think I've got assigned overseers that are... oh no, how suddenly do I haven't... oh, because I captured guys and some of them surrendered. Are these guys that surrendered? Or are these guys that I sent here? I don't remember. Anyway, it seems unlikely that anybody is better at agriculture than Vulture Bean, but we can at least take a look. We do have somebody who would be slightly better. But she's better at conquer land, which is kind of important right now in that central area. But we'll go ahead and put that other guy... Well, either of them would be excellent choices, let's put it that way. We'll keep Vulture Bean where she is. And put Kauai Yui in charge here. And he'll work on agriculture. He's a promoter, like Colonel Buck. I think I'm just going to focus on That's not what I meant to do. I think we should just focus on agriculture. He's not famous, so he won't do good with expanding territory, but this place doesn't have nearly as much territory that needs to expand to. Lulin Key doesn't have a very good score for that either, actually. But what we can do now is start recruiting troops. Lulin Key is pretty good at that. Let's see where Zhang Liao is being an overseer and see if somebody could do better. Or we might want Zhang Liao or Lulin Key to actually march out. You probably have a really good fame score, though, don't you? Your conquer land is probably higher than anybody that would be available to replace you. Yeah, okay. Let's leave him there. I do want to check something out here, though. So they are at 35 out of 70,000 troops. So if every single one of these troops that's out there marched back in, we probably wouldn't have room for all of them. We don't really need to recruit troops here. Feels weird not to be doing it, though. Especially because they've got gold. Please leave recruiting the troops to me. Okay. And we actually have exactly the right number of officers to have an overseer everywhere and troops being recruited. So let's take that as a sign that this was meant to be. I did a lot with checking on... I must have gotten this place set up last time, right? Yeah. Presumably we don't have enough officers to have someone in charge over here. Oh no, I guess we do. Well, let's not recruit troops then, since I've only got one guy left, but let's go ahead and start drilling troops, because I think that might help with order. We're never going to need to march out of Guiyang unless I get to a point where I really build up a lot of troops there and I deplete troops elsewhere. It seems unlikely we'll march out of Guiyang because we're not going to be fighting Shiji. He's going to just be surrendering. I really shouldn't be micromanaging this much, but it always annoys me, like, the thought that I'm not using my guys bothers me. We'll leave this place alone. Wow. This place is pretty well set up. where he's moving to. Yeah, well, he'll be training until he gets there. Leave it to me. He's the guy who, like, killed Cao Cao's dad as a bandit or something. I'm not sure. He's definitely got some kind of backstory that involves being a bandit and betraying people. Boy, these places are fully conquered. Okay, but we don't have extra guys here. I guess I should be, it's been a while, I should be checking on sanctions, and the event will be mid-game victory, but I do want to just, I always want to check and make sure there's nothing else that I also did. Don't want to miss those fame points. I'd like to max out our fame and see what that does. Goodwill, dissolve, attack request. I don't think we'll be bothering with attack requests. Got the fabulous... Oh, hold on. Let's, the Rizzo wants a reward, and she did a good job hiring Lila, so we should definitely do that. Release prisoners. Release prisoners. Banquet. Banquet we can do. Guiyang's defenses. I mean, what the hell? We got the money. Banquet for sure. Overseer proposals. Invest, invest, invest. What is the point? Core. Core. Who still wants to be rewarded after all of that? That's banish. Careful with that. Screw it. You 99 happiness people, you get money too. Guan Ping, just not that happy and working for the force that murdered his dad. Whoa. Got people that they want us to hire. These guys will never join us. They'll never join you. Shock Cow would be fun. But they implore us to reconsider who we send. Oh, we actually expect to be able to hire Wu Fan. He's really good at convincing people to join us. What about Lu Fan? Lupin the Third. Lupin the Third. Sun He ain't gonna join us. No way, no how. Apparently, what's his name? Not Guo Jia. The other Cao Cao domestic strategist guy. There's the guy that, yeah, Zhu Zhu. The two guys had like the same name almost. They're both they're the only ones that are actually able to. Oh yeah, Zhang Kai is transferring. That's why it's kind of silly for him to be. He will spend one term training in Wu, and then he'll be somewhere else. I mean, I guess we could go searching. There's an item in Yay. How much do we care about these items? You are perfect for conducting searches, and so are you, and so are you, and you are also insightful. The Riz is really good at that stuff, but you know what? That's going to take a little bit longer. Let's not do it. We did a lot of troop movement and kind of careful stuff with supplies in the prior video. So I feel like what I could do right now is just call it a video, check my cores real quick, and come back next time and actually try to be ready for an action turn. I'm Serious JG. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.